What up everyone, it's your Mafex Man 87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends and Mafex related video. And what I have for you today is not a dedicated review, but a comparison video between the Marvel Legends Phoenix Force Deluxe and the Mafex Phoenix. Why am I doing this comparison video? Well, from the sound of the comments when I posted these figures on my Instagram, everyone wanted to see a comparison video more than a review. So I said, why not? I like switching it up. What a day it is to be a Phoenix fan. So I got both of these pre-orders from CMD and Ami delivered at my doorstep on the same day. What are the chances of getting the same character from different companies arriving on the same day, right? Wild. Now with that said, leave a like if you want to help support this channel. I appreciate that a ton. But with that said, let's go! Glad to be chilling with y'all this weekend, so let's just, you know, chill, kick it together, enjoy these figures. And I just want to let you know something right off the bat. I'm not here to start some tribalism war or anything like that. I mean, if you want to go ahead and start flame wars in the comments of who's better than who, like, you do you. I want no part of it. While y'all having flame wars, I'm just here enjoying these figures. So my goal here is not to trash one over the other. My goal is simply to call it down the middle. And I will let you know what things I like over the other, but that tribalistic nature, that ain't for me. Sorry. So first thing I want to start off is with the head sculpts here. As you can see, both Jean Grey heads. They look pretty, I gotta say. I think this one is extra pretty, the Marvel Legends one. I mean, she has the eyeshadow, she has the eyeliner, the lipstick, so she is a lot more dolled up than this one. As you can see, there's no makeup or anything like that. You know, you got some eyeliner, but she doesn't have like the eyeshadow and things like that. But again, still a pretty looking face. The hair, as you can see, the Marvel Legends did a lot of washing there, so very nice details on the hair. Mafex went with a different approach. So what they did here was basically add orange highlights, if I could get my lights in, and they're scattered throughout. I feel like it's a little unbalanced, you know. I think they were trying to go, you know, that classic style where there's a little bit of orange highlights. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I'm not saying that this is bad in any way, but it's not balanced enough. So it still looks nice though. If you are using this for photography, I'm sure with the right lighting, it's gonna pop nicely, like you'll see it. And I do like this stringy hairstyle, so you get to see some side bangs there. And this one is swept off to the side. It's like two pieces, so the hair sculpt is in two pieces. You can see a little gap right there. It's kind of bugging me. Again, this could be just my copy, but still, it doesn't look bad. I still like the overall look to this hair sculpt. And you even get some, yeah, they added some bright orange highlights too. So yeah, as you can see, wow, that's really nice. All right, Legends knew what they were doing with this one. So not only did they give you like subtle orange highlights, they also give you dark wash as well. So that is really, really nice. All right, the body frame, when you look at head, shoulders, elbows, knees, and toes, and the torso, you can see that the Legends one stands taller. The Mafex, I noticed, looks a little stumpy, like she's thicker in frame, but she's looking a little stumpy, and the only thing I can think of is probably this sash. Now, the sash is swappable, but I just feel like it adds a little more girth to her than it should. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's very strange, but this one, the Legends one, is a lot slender. She's a lot leaner, and surprisingly, this is not a straight up Warbird reuse. I know, you're thinking, oh man, that's cap, it can't be. Yeah, it is, trust me. I didn't think it was different, but after comparing the two, they are different sculpts altogether. And as you could already see, the Phoenix Legends stands taller than Warbird already. I know that was already a complaint that this Warbird stands a little too short, but if I could just put the Mafex Phoenix aside and just show you some of the slight differences that I noticed. Actually, it's not even slight. There is noticeable differences. You can see, starting at the torso right here, butterfly joints. Let's just start there. You can see there's muscle on the shoulders, no muscles there. Wrinkled seams right there around the breasts. no wrinkled seams here, or at least there is, but this one is more, I guess, stringy. And you got some wrinkled seam. You see that wrinkled seam right there? It's like slanting upwards. You don't get that here with the Miss Marvel. Torso's different as well. If you look at their assets, you can see that Warbird has more of a bubble butt, I guess, whereas this one is more narrow. So yeah, Warbird is definitely more wider. The abdomen, it's different muscle tone. The belly button on the Phoenix is a little more defined here. This one has a slight belly button sculpt, as you can see. Different torso sculpt right there. You see there's more wrinkled seams there. There's some seams here, but again, this piece is different entirely, as you could tell just by looking at the shape of their glutes. Both have the seams at the neck though, but Warbird has the disc hinge right here. Phoenix has a straight up ball joint, no disc hinge, and not really enough room to wiggle there. I'll get into articulation later. I just want to show you the noticeable differences between these two, because I know people are going to start saying it's the same buck as Warbird. It is not. Even the legs right here, they are different. It's funny how they sculpted the thigh highs, but didn't give it to Phoenix. Now, that's not a complaint for me, because in the comics, this thigh-high design, I always felt like was part of her spandex costume. Like, it was just part of the design pattern. Wasn't really a separate piece, but they did with this. I know Mafex sculpted their thigh-highs, and that's just because they wanted to make their aesthetics pop. It's up to you. I think it's a preference thing. Like, I don't care if they sculpted the thigh highs on this. If they're gonna sculpt the thigh high, I hope they would do it properly, because they didn't do it with this one. You see the cut is over the thigh high here. That should be hidden behind the thigh high. So I think that's the way to go about it. Oh, also, I don't think it's the same legs as the Shriek body, because as you can see, her legs stand a little bit taller. So I think they're different legs, although they look identical. I could be wrong. Let me stand there next to this Phoenix right here. I think they might be new. They look a little bit slimmer, but they still have some meat on them. Could be that, but whatever. Let's get back to focusing on these two. These are the main comparisons here. Back to body frame, all right? Proportions, both are busty, as you can see, but the one big difference you can tell with the torso, and I know there's been a lot of criticism with Mafex about using the uniboob. Yeah, the uniboob is still there. As you can see, Marvel Legends has the individual boob sculpted. You know, it's not to be a pervert or anything. It's just pointing out the differences here. And of course, Mafex get criticized for their glutes as well too. Proportion-wise, I still think Marvel Legends is the better one. But next category up is the paint. And I think you can see who the clear winner is. Marvel Legends, of course not. It's never Marvel Legends when it comes to paint. It's Mafex, man. Look at this beautiful metallic gold decal that they just painted on this figure. Oh my god. If this metallic gold was on this Marvel Legends, yeah, Marvel Legends would have won, because they relied on that metallic plastic molding again, and it just doesn't do it like it does this. This is why I'm such a big fan of metallic paint. It just makes the figure pop. It just, man, it's so colorful. And not only that, the green is so much better on the Mafex. I love this green. It is the classic like 70s style Phoenix green color. It reminds me of that nice bright green Marvel Legends with a darker green. Now, is this green bad? No, it's not bad. It's a lot better than the Juggernaut Wave one, which, dear God, that green, she just looks like a freaking pickle. Look at this. This entire figure just looks like a pickle. So you can see this is a much better shade in green. So a better shader in green. When it comes to the Phoenix logo, this is funny. Metallic gold paint for the Phoenix logo on the Marvel Legends. And you get a bright yellow for Mafex. Like, huh? Now, again, both comic accurate. You could go gold or yellow, but I just think the gold would have popped more, even though the yellow still pops. But I think it would have been so much better with the gold. But Mafex, keeping in line with their aesthetics, they sculpted the logo, like the outer layer part where the black is. As you can see, it kind of like goes over as like almost like an extra layer, but it's not. And they sculpted the logo there as well. The Marvel Legends just painted the logo, but it's clean. Like, I can't complain about that. Even though it's not sculpted, it is clean. For layers, you got the same sash, but the sash on the Dark Phoenix is painted in metallic gold. You don't get metallic gold paint on the Phoenix logo right there. It's all the same plastic molding, although it may look it. It's really not. In the promo images, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that was painted in a metallic gold. You can see Mafex sculpted the sleeves as well. Marvel Legends didn't do that. I didn't expect them to after they didn't do it with Warbird. Sculpted her thigh highs, but not the arm sleeves, which again is a weird choice. But the sash looks very good, despite making this figure look a little bit stumpy. I mean, it's in all metallic gold. It just looks beautiful. And you get different logos for both. So for paint, I gotta give it a Mafex, man. If Marvel Legends had this bright green shader with the metallic gold paint on top of it, you know, hands down, it would have been Marvel Legends. Again, that's not to say this is bad at all. I just love the way this color pops more than this. Now for accessories, this is where things get really interesting, man. First off, we saw the fists on these ladies already, so they come with a set of open hands. But the main thing I want to tackle on is the Phoenix head sculpts. The Phoenix Force looking head sculpts with the all-white pupils. And if I didn't say it already, this Mafex Phoenix is true to the comic, like almost like a 100%, I want to say, besides some of the anime-ish looking facial features. But, you know, everything else with the colors and all that, it's so comic accurate, and you can tell with the way the hair is sculpted. Almost gives me that Chris Claremont vibe a bit. It has that curly, wavy look to it. And again, this face reminds me of the comic, but this Marvel Legends face right here reminds me of the movie when Famke Janssen portrayed Dark Phoenix. Like, is it me, or does this look like Famke Janssen to you? Damn. So one looks like comic, the other looks like movie, but overall they still make for great looking Phoenix head sculpts, man. Yeah, the all-white pupils are a clean white on this. This one looks a lot more demonic with the different tones of like orange and red they put into the eyes. You know, it looks good. I love them both, man. They are so good. It's hard to pick a winner here. It comes down to preference, whether you like comic or if you like more of the movie looking style, you know, that hybrid that looks like comic and movie. Either way, as a fan of owning both these figures, I'm not losing here at all. Look at the waves on that hair. That is absolutely beautiful. You get 2 layers of head sculpts? Yeah, 2 layers. Wow. That is beautiful. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. I really like on the Mafex how the black triangular pattern goes all the way to her mid-back, whereas the Legends is only on her upper back. Pattern continues. You get those nice orange streaks scattered throughout. And over here, same thing, and you get the dark wash with it as well. With Mafex, we do get a 3rd head. Now, I know there's some collectors that give Marvel Legends shit for when they do expressive angry faces, that they're not expressive enough. Whereas, you know, if a screaming head doesn't have, like, I don't know, a lot of wrinkles around the mouth area, I'm gonna say the same thing for this one. I mean, you still want to keep those soft feminine features on her. That's the tricky thing about doing female figures. But the angry expression here, it's not selling me. It's not selling me that she's angry. It looks like she stepped on a Lego barefooted, you know what I mean? And trust me, that is very painful. So this is not one I'm like that urgent to swap out for like the other 2. but I'm happy it's there. It's an option. Same streak of hair with those highlights, like the curly hair. You know, that's nice. But while the Marvel Legends doesn't come with a third head, you can give her the older Jean Grey Phoenix style heads. Like this one came with the Dark Phoenix 2-pack, so you can give her that. This was before the face print deco, and the other style of that Dark Phoenix was this one here with the more wild hair. So, you know, even though this doesn't have the face print deco, this was still a good, this was still a good paint job for that time. So I do like that. That Juggernaut Wave 1 does fit on here perfectly, actually. But, no, I don't want to ruin the figure because this head sculpt was just, I did not like it. I didn't mind the hair, but that head, no, that gotta go. Now, if you want to put the Retro Dark Phoenix head on here, the problem is it doesn't really sit well just because it gives you that bobblehead feature. So, if only it could freaking sit. But comparing the Phoenix Force heads with the whiteout pupils, I gotta say, I'm leaning more towards this one than this one. I mean, the hair is redder, but this is a nice red. Can't take that away from it, but wow. I think I'm leaning more towards this one. But let me know what you think. Now, as I said, these ladies do have open hands, but Marvel Legends loves to give you the same rehashed open hands over and over again. I don't know why they gave her the same old ones like before. They made a new style of open hands. They could have given her that, but this Mafex has different sets of open hands. So as you can see, she has this one, different hand gestures. She also has these more splayed out hands, and she also has a set of relaxed hands. So I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but how many set of open hands do I really need, especially when these two kind of look identical? Like, yeah, I could spot the difference easily, but, you know, it's always good to have relaxed hands too. I do like that. But, you know, if you just give me a good set of open hands, I'm good with that to do whatever I need for my Phoenix poses. And she does have a swappable sash that's a lot more dynamic and posing, so you just gotta pop that lower torso out and she goes flying, or the upper torso. But really you want to do the lower torso here and pop that out, and you're just gonna swap it like so, pop it back on. So yeah, the dynamic sash is great for dynamic poses, while this one is great for like those vanilla poses or relaxed stances. The Marvel Legends one has more of a relaxed dynamic look, if that makes sense. No complaints, but I do love my options. And the biggest accessory of all is the Phoenix Force entity. You got the accessory constructed of 4 different pieces, and you'll put them together to set up this Phoenix Force entity Flamebird. So you have 2 separate flame pieces. You have the core base, and then of course your Phoenix Force entity. And to connect the 2 flame pieces, what you're gonna do is take the bigger flame piece that has this tab sticking out, and you're going to align it and plug it into that port right there. So you're gonna twirl and align like so, and also as you do that, make sure that on the side right here there's another tab. You get that aligned as well. So you want to push down, and as you push down, this will also push down as well, and you want to get that tab into there, and as you can see, boom, connected. Then take the core base and just align the pattern like so, and once you plug that in, you should hear a pop or a click. The correct setup here, you want to make sure that the peg hole for the foot is in the front, but these little flame pieces at the top, they got like a little hook. It's gonna grab right underneath the starting point of these wings here. So you want to make sure that when you align it, first off, take the tail of the flame bird. You're gonna see the middle part right here that sticks out the most. When you're aligning it, you want to make sure you twirl it around and get it into this piece right here. So once you align it like so, you see that hook piece at the top, it's already underneath that starting point of the wing, and you're gonna do the same on the other hand and just hook it underneath like that, so that way it's straight and it's not crooked at all. Once you finish covering all your bases, getting them aligned into the right grooves, then it will stay stabilized and it will stay put and not fall off at all. It stays put, and that's neat. Wow, this thing is absolutely beautiful. Just beautiful. And just to measure this up, it is about 11 inches tall, so it's got some height. It is just an extraordinary piece. I love this. Let's take a look at this head sculpt right here for the Phoenix Force entity. You see they painted the eyes right there, and the head does articulate side to side. It doesn't move like up and down. It would have been nice if it was fully articulated. But you can see even the tongue is sticking out. That is so cool. Beautiful, translucent all around. Look at that, from the red to the orange. You know, you get some yellow in there too. It's just overall beautiful. Like, they went all out with this accessory, and I absolutely adore this. Look at the back too. It is so nice. One cool thing about this Phoenix Flamebird is that they sculpted the talons here, which is something I didn't notice from the promo images at first. And to hook Phoenix up to this, all you're gonna do is plug in her foot into that port at the bottom, push it all the way down, and I have like a one-legged pose here. You can finagle your poses as you like. I like to push her foot if it looks like she's just levitating with one leg down. I like to do that sometimes, or you can connect both feet down. So if you want both feet planted, is more about sliding them tippy toes into that groove. So if you want her more centered, you can do that as well. Just to note, this peggle here is only going to fit a female figure's foot. If you try to, let's say, put a male character figure there like Human Torch, the feet are too wide, so it will not fit at all. I am just blown away, and it is a crime, absolute crime, that Mafex did not include any flame accessories whatsoever for their Phoenix. Like, how? I don't understand that. They should get slapped for that, for real. I mean, I could give her the Marvel Selects for display, and I'm going to bring that out to compare. So while the Marvel Selects is a little bit wider, the Marvel Legends one is a little bit taller. And then again, you have the extra flame pieces that act as a stand that elevates that. But my God, this is a centerpiece for an X-Men display. But of course, the advantage of owning both of these figures now, if you want to give her the Marvel Legends, how beautiful does that look? I mean, again, as a collector here, if you own both of them, you don't lose at all. As a fan, you win here, and that's the most important thing. And of course, the fun doesn't stop there, you know what I mean? So take the Flamebird off, give me Human Torch, and if you want a Human Torch blasting off with a flame on, then you can do that too. Oh man, look at this. This is just, oh my God. Yeah, we are winning here. As collectors, we are winning here. Of course, you're not restricted to just this. If you want to use it for other things, like, you know, other characters, you can separate the flame effect. Now, big keynote, I will tell you this. The core base, if you plug it in all the way, after that pop, once you try to pop it out, one of the tabs will break, or at least it broke on me. I can't find it. Oh, there it goes. Just be careful. I recommend that if you are going to separate the flame effects to use on different figures or whatever the case may be, just don't plug it in all the way. Once assembled, it may break by attempting to disassemble. It's fine leaving it resting underneath without it fully plugged in. But anyway, separate the accessories, and if you want to use them for different flame characters, fire type characters, you can like Dark Phoenix. So however you want to do it, just do it your way. There's a lot of play value here. Again, gotta go with Marvel Legends as the victor for accessories. Mafex could give me all the heads and hands that they want for a Phoenix figure, but when it comes down to it, nothing will beat a Phoenix Force entity effect, which is something I've wanted for so long for a Phoenix figure. Now for articulation, the Mafex has a double ball peg at the neck, and that's unbeatable because you can get her looking far up, even with all that hair. You know, yeah, it may not look like a lot, but compared to the other two heads that she has, you're going to get the most range with this one. And she can move downward about that much. So it's some good movement. Left, right, and it moves nicely side to side. You can hit all angles, you know, even, you know, angled upwards like that. So diagonally, she just hits all angles. Almost all angles. The Marvel Legends struggle in that area because no double ball peg at the neck. And the thing is, they sculpted the seam. I would have rather had a double ball peg articulation applied onto this, you know? So you don't really get movement looking upwards. As you can see, yeah, she's not looking up. She struggles to look up. She'll look down, but because of this hair, she can't even rock to the side. So you'll get your left and right, but that's about it. You'll get a little bit more with the alternate head, but not much. Better than this, though. I don't think a disc hinge would have saved it either. So the arms here, you're looking at a full rotation right there. That's what I love about Mafex, and imports in general usually apply this drop down arms. You know, that full rotation, butterfly, back and forth. You got the bicep swivel. Obviously, you know, the arms can swing around. The double jointed elbows right there. And that's one thing I will tell you that right here. The butterfly joints aren't bad at all. They're good. And, you know, you do get them to move higher than a straight T pose. This one can move up higher than a straight T pose as well. You can swing them around. You got your bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows, however, she can touch her chin. That's where the Mafex struggle, man. Mafex are weak with their double jointed elbows for the females. Like, can't even pass 90 degrees. Maybe a little bit, but you can't touch her chin. Wrist swivel. She's got that multi-directional wrist hinge pointed in whatever direction you want, you know. Wrist swivel, traditional horizontal hinge for Marvel Legends. Now, when it comes to the ab crunch, of course, she has the super articulation style with the butterfly joints. I already covered that. The double diaphragm joint, the upper torso swivel rocker motion, and the inverted ab crunch. All right, you know Mafex, their style by now. Double diaphragm joint, double ball peg at the torso. So we're going to see which one crunches forward more. There's your Mafex one. Here is your Marvel Legends one. And let me make sure I got that down all the way. And I will say that the Marvel Legends, I got them standing on the surface like so. Marvel Legends does crunch in more. However, the Warbird has better articulation at the torso. She does dig down a little bit further. And that's because she has more space right here on the upper torso section. This one's really tight, so she can't really bend forward at the upper torso. This one can bend a little bit more, so I just wanted to point that out. Not by much, but I noticed the difference. With Marvel Legends, you can, you know, move her that far back, so you want to test their backflips and such. I'm gonna say Marvel Legends probably has more range too, right there. However, when it comes to side movement, because of the double ball peg, you're not gonna beat Mafex with that, you know. She'll move to the side only on the upper torso area. Still, I mean, I can still capture that function on both figures, so it doesn't really bother me. But, you know, if you want more of that dynamic range, you know, Mafex clearly yeah, just blows it out of the water right there. Swivel at the waist and at the upper torso, only swivel right here. Of course, you can get that to rock around, and so can the Mafex, and you just have so much range there. I love that. It's so beautiful. It feels good doing that. Legs, you get the drop down leg mechanic, push it up and down, and her legs can kick up pretty far and can kick that far forward. So she gets a full split, frontward split and traditional split. My God, that is freaking awesome. Thigh swivel, still lacking thigh swivel. You know, you just bend it inwards, can't bend it outwards that much. She's got a double jointed knees with good range right there. And the one thing I was never impressed with Mafex is their calves. They just look, man, they look like Slim Jims, man. They're very narrow. They don't have shape. Like, I like the way Marvel Legends on their females, their lower legs look so good. It looks curvy, it looks muscular, you know, and even at the ankles, I can't stand the ankle cuts right there. I think they look ugly, you know. It's, yeah, not a good look, but you can swivel it, you can move the ankles up and down, even pivot it like so, and you can, you know, move the toe joint up. And that's the one thing, this is so weird. You know, Mafex stays pinless, but then they'll have pinned ankles and pinned toes. You know, at least Marvel Legends, if they give you pinless, they'll give you pinless ankles and pinless toe joints, even though she doesn't have a toe joint. But you know what I mean? If you grab the Renew Your Vows, you'll have the pinless toe joints. So I just want to see some more improvement in the foot area for Mafex. Again, articulation is fine. On an aesthetic standpoint, you know, get rid of the pins. Marvel Legends doesn't make a full split, and she does kick up high though, and will kick that far back, so awkward frontward split as they usually do. No drop down legs, even though this is like, you know, new torso area. No drop down legs. Does she need it? No, but it would be nice to see. Thigh swivel, legs rock around. You got the double jointed knees, no heel to the Phoenix butt, and you have the ankles that move up, down, and they rock around. For articulation, you know, there's some areas that Marvel Legends do better than Mafex, like the double jointed elbows and knees. I feel like you get more range with them there. Yeah, Mafex has the double ball peg. That helps. So when you're looking at the upper torso, the upper body with the neck and all that, oh, of course Mafex clears. But I think when it comes to the elbows and the knees and the ab crunch moving forward and back, I would give it to Marvel Legends. But, you know, everything else, I think Mafex clears. Now for some quick side-by-side comparisons. Here is the new Marvel Legends Phoenix next to the Dark Phoenix. Hopefully we get a Dark Phoenix updated with the new articulation style. Here is the old and new comparison for Phoenix. Yeah, no contest. The new one wipes this old one out of my memory. Here is the new Phoenix next to some other versions of Jean Grey, Marvel Girl, Black Queen, and X-Men 97. Lastly, here is the Mafex Phoenix next to all other X-Ladies from Mafex, 90s Jean Grey, Psylocke, and Storm. Before I get into my final verdict, I hope I did a good job by you, as I never did a versus video before. This is not a review, just a comparison video for fun, but I incorporated some of my review elements in here. If you want to call it that, then so be it. I'm cool with it. With versus videos, I usually stray away from it as it brings out the tribalistic assholes. You know, oh, Mafex is better, Figuarts is better, Legends is better, yada yada yada. Like I said, that tribalism BS ain't for me. I just love good action figures, and just be happy that we even get to have these options. Just ask Scott here. 2 jeans is better than 1. I did this versus video mainly because people heavily requested it, and I'm gonna give it to them. And now to wrap things up, my final verdict here will involve pricing. Getting this Mafex directly from Japan cost me about $75 total. Then Marvel Legends cost $50. I would tell you to get both, but I know you want me to be straight with you, and I will. Not gonna sugarcoat it, but I gotta give it to Marvel Legends here as the clear victor. If you want the total package for Phoenix, how can you not want the Phoenix Force entity with it? You get a centerpiece worthy display here with that. I love what Legends did here by treating the Phoenix Force as its own character, as it should be. feels like I get an extra figure. It's set up as a 2-pack basically, and I'd rather spend $50 on getting something as big as this accessory than that Destiny Rogue 2-pack with a bare minimum of just a set of opened hands. Not to get sidetracked by another set, but I'm pointing out the value. There's more value here with Legends that you don't get with Mafex. Again, Mafex can give me all the extra hands, heads, and sashes they want, but it will never outdo the most important thing to include for a Phoenix figure, and that's the Phoenix Force entity itself. Had Mafex included that, they would have won without a shadow of a doubt. Would have been more expensive like their Dark Knight Returns Batman with the horse, but they would have won with that inclusion. An extra sash over any kind of flame effects is a fucking joke. Not letting Marvel Legends slide either because they didn't paint metallic gold on their Phoenix like Mafex did. Don't come at me with the budget excuse. It's $50 fucking dollars. Paint it. Big accessory or not, it's a hefty price tag. If there's one thing I can't stand more than tribalism, it's corporate apologists. Look, I don't know where you guys order your imports from. I don't know if you feel comfortable ordering from Japanese sites you are not familiar with, like AmiAmi, or domestic sites that overcharge, like BBTS. But for way less money, the Legends one is a no-brainer. But hey, if you don't want to listen to me, then vote with your wallet. I just want to let you know that I don't feel as satisfied with the Mafex as I do with this Marvel Legends one. Again, I love them both. I'm all about both. Phoenix is one of my all-time favorite characters, and I'm just happy to get 2 great action figures of her. I love how true to the comic the Mafex is with the coloring, which this figure will be an easy Dark Phoenix repaint for them. If that doesn't come with flame effects, then that's another L they take, so that should be their time to make up for it. Mafex has the upper edge in articulation, but there are some areas the Legends does better in articulation. They both fit into scale in their respective lines. The proportions on the Legends is great. And you know what? Going back to the body for Mafex, when I said it looked stumpy, come to think of it, I think it's because they made her body shaped of that to a woman of the 70s, which was the era the Phoenix character debuted, whereas the Marvel Legends looks built like a modern day female athlete. I love the overall presentation on the Marvel Legends one. I think she's probably going to end up being the best female figure for Legends this year, even over my beloved Lady Mandarin. But this was a character I had pinned in for a video I was working on, which is the Marvel Legends that need deluxe's wish list, and I had Phoenix with a huge Phoenix entity force effects listed on it, and now I get to scrap that off as I got my wish before making that wish list. Not reviewing these figures solo because everything I said here would be the same thing said there. If you want me to score them, then I'll give Mafex an 8 out of 10 and Legends a 9.75 out of 10. Nah, screw it. The Legends gets a 10 out of 10 total awesomeness, as Hasbro did something I thought they'd never do, and making a large effect like this and being able to top Mafex is no easy feat, but they did. It is a well-deserved rating. Now I kick it back to you. What do you think of the Marvel Legends and Mafex Phoenix? In which category do you agree that one excels over the other? Which one gives you more bang for your buck? And which one do you like more overall? I gave you my winner, but tell me who is your winner. Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. Thanks for watching today's video. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already at xman87. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. See you on the next video. Peace, peace.